Yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much that I have the opportunity to say some words about the issues of our conference. And I suppose many topics I will stress you already heard by that media approach and by the good comprehension from Mrs. Marabou. So you have to listen it maybe the second or the third time. It was in 2015 when the dedicated colleagues of the European Cultural Institutes and embassies here in Athens began to think about new issues and new formats of their joint work. We already found good structures of our work. We make something like the European Day of Languages, and we celebrate a literary walk through Athens. But we thought now it is time to think about a new approach. What is the real necessity for the cultural institutes here in Athens? This happens in some very interesting times. In the first half of that year 2015, the country suffered particularly from the European economic crisis, especially from the hard regime of the so-called Troika. Although this crisis is far from over, and this country, like many others, is faced by enormous economic challenges, especially here in the southern part of Europe, this issue disappeared with summer 2015, the public perception. Many will remember this time still good. It was particularly difficult for Greece. Here we find a piece of the jigsaw of the new image, of the new European image that no longer looks positive and optimistic to the future challenges. And many will remember as the Greek islands of the Aegean were a refuge for refugees mainly from the Syrian-Iraqi conflict area. Not that this would have surprised. For years, the way over the sea or over the river Ebros was a much-used route for people who saw no other prospect than to leave their homes. It was rather the ignorance of many, mainly northern European countries who had judged themselves with respect to the so-called Dublin Convention not to be in charge for this situation and left the countries of the south alone with the humanitarian challenges. As however in summer 2015 the fugitives no longer could stay in Greece and went on the Balkan route to northwest, the actual European dimension was obvious. And herein we find a second stone of the mosaic of a new Europe, which finds itself in the focus of global problems, although it should be a part of its solution. A distressing and undignified back and forth dominates the 2016 discourse. The relapse into national strategies for solving problems on the one hand, and the only particularly successful efforts in Brussels, on the other hand, they showed how little prepared the old Europe is to exercise global responsibility. Perhaps it's no wonder in this context that in June 2016 the United Kingdom decided to turn its back to Europe. If we seek the right answers to those questions, what holds Europe together, then we should not dwell on the different approaches that have led us in the past astray. We should not seek the answers in economy. We should not seek it in populism or in political extremes. What can keep us together permanently must be consistent with our attitudes, with our values we should determine at first. This is the concern of our small conference we start this night. I thank you very much for attending this event and sharing with us ideas and perceptions. And I warmly welcome, as the head of EUNIC Athens, as well all of you who now arise at this task. First of all, I thank our host, Dr. Helena Marabou, from the American College of Greece, for your kindly hospitality. And the other distinguished guest of our event, Mr. Valianos of the University of Athens, Mr. Robert Pertler from Vienna, the head of Values and Orientation Division of the Austrian Integration Fund. Last but not least, a very warm welcome to, let me say, my boss, the president of the Danish Cultural Institute. That's not the purpose why you are my boss, but because of your position at the head of EUNIC Global Cluster in Brussels, what is a very, very big honor for us to have you here. According to today's introductions and an exchange in addition, we continue our work tomorrow in 3 workshops: education, libraries, and arts and letters. And before the final session, we still use the opportunity to meet with Professor Grigoris Makridis, who is already here, the director of the European Office in Cyprus, for an exchange on funding opportunities for possible initiatives arising from the workshop. But tonight is not only the launching event of our actual EUNIC conference here in Athens. Perhaps, and some of you know, this night is as well St. Martin's Eve. If not, I'll give you a short impression of a Roman officer who lived 2,600 years ago somewhere in France. Martin of Tours has become one of the most familiar Christian saints. But what is important for the history of European civilization, he became the prefiguration, the prototype of sharing. Well known for his historically unsecured sharing of his Roman officer's cloak, he prevented an old beggar from death in the snow. This weekend, EUNIC members and partners in Athens do not share with us a cloak. They share ideas and perceptions, which are nowadays not less important for the survival of our society. I am very, very curious and excited now, and I don't want to abuse your patience anymore. Thank you very much.